Cheers from Queensland again, from CPAP Bunner. Now, I just had a quick review of some of Australianews' videos. And you know, every time there's a federal election comes up, Australianews is like a weasel coming out of the hole. And some of his videos leave a lot to be desired. And in one particular video, Newsy has produced, over the last couple of weeks, a reference to Tony Abbott's wife. Newsy claims that Tony Abbott's wife looks like Tony Abbott's mother. Really? Not only is this attack on Tony Abbott's wife, but it's also an attack on Tony Abbott's mother. And Newsy says, oh, it's got nothing to do with politics. Yes, it has got a lot to do with politics. You have now decided that his wife and his mother are now political fair game with your disgusting video. You are claiming that Tony Abbott had a love affair of some type, incestuous relationship with his mother in a roundabout fashion. Or Tony Abbott has incestuous ideas about his mum and about the way his mother and his wife look. That is fundamentally an attack on his family. And only a low, uneducated moron would produce such a video and think it's funny. Well, it isn't funny, Newsy. It's a disgusting accusation, and I expected a little bit more from you. Obviously, I was expecting too much. Then on another video, you have Tony Abbott's chief of staff being pulled over for DUI. How is Tony Abbott responsible for that? He isn't. His chief of staff takes responsibility for their own actions. That's something you don't seem to understand, and you claim that Liberal Party supporters go nuts over about that question. Yeah, that's true. They laughed at the reporter because it was irrelevant. But you seem to delve in the irrelevancy. Back to your original video about his mother and his wife. You seem to delve in this little bits of snippets and gossip and so forth. And you wonder why conservatives like me just look at your videos and roll our eyes back and say, is this it? Is this all you've got? Oh, what else was there? Oh, there'd be more to come from Newsy for sure. So, the reaction to most of his videos, like anything, is laughable. Instead of sticking to policies or anything like that, Newsy decides to attack Tony Abbott's mum, Tony Abbott's wife, and Tony Abbott's chief of staff. What? Are you kidding me? Are you serious? This is all you've got? You've claimed that Scott Morrison was lying. About what? The current government's immigration policies? About illegal migration? What was Scott Morrison lying about? How does the legal avenues are open to the Australian government and Papua New Guinea government about the opening of Manus Island? Where is it? Where is it in that 2-page document? Where does it state this legally in these avenues? It didn't. And you wonder why conservatives like me get annoyed with people like you, and then you claim, oh, well, the opposition, the Liberal National parties, are nothing but anals. Anal what, Newsy? The only one that's being anal at the moment with videos like yours is yourself. You are being totally anal in your attitude and approach. And you're an amazing piece of work. You really are. And I think this is the last video that I'm going to address to your silliness, because I haven't got the time or the energy to respond to your rubbish. You think that people who support the conservatives and so forth, we're all supposed to be anal? You're saying this about fellow Australians, that we're all anal thinking? Well, let's have a look at your policies from your government. Under Kevin Rudd, Julia Gillard, Kevin Rudd. Let's have a look at them. Not much to look at, is there? So many failures. 8 failures so far about the illegal immigration. Numerous failures to do with the BER. Numerous failures about Gonski. You can't get the state signed up. You go on about Peter Dowling. Yes, he was wrong. He was absolutely 100% wrong. And no one's going to stand there and say he wasn't. But of course you're in like Flynn and saying, oh, look at Peter Dowling, he exposed his dick. Yes, Newsy, he did. What about all the Labor politicians who have done a lot worse, including several Labor politicians that have already been slammed up in prison for child molestation? Sorry, I can't hear you. And how about the fact is, we're still going through Craig Thompson's area of, let's use a credit card to get hookers. And Albanese was having a beer with him. No mention of that, was there, Newsy? That Thompson's facing 170 charges of fraud. But you didn't mention that, did you? And here's Albanese having a quick beer with him in the pub. Oh, Albo likes to have a beer with people facing 170 charges of fraud. Nothing about that. No. All you were ready to do was jump on Peter Dowling and say, he exposed his dick, such a naughty boy. And you call us anal? Newsy, you have come to an absolute low of lowest, making your last videos about Tony Abbott and his wife and mother. And everything else that you've got to say from now on or since then has been proved that you are a complete and utter nitwit. And I'm tired of your rubbish, and I'm tired of your garbage, and I'm removing you henceforth from my subscription list, because I don't want to view your garbage from any angle anymore. You call people anal in Australia, well, you can go to hell, mate, in the rowboat. And as simple as that.